If this film was actually just about a girl asleep, probably wouldn't be that interesting of a film. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Girl Asleep. Now this is a film which I didn't really know a whole lot about going into. I saw one trailer about a day or two before I went into this film just to make sure that it was something that I might actually be interested in seeing. It's a very limited release film. I think came out originally in very limited release a couple of weeks back, and now it's finally got into my area, so I went to see it. And these are my thoughts on it. Now apparently this film was originally a stage play back in 2014. It was adapted into a film this year, and it stars Bethany Whitmore as the main lead character named Greta, and she is this 14 going on 15-year-old girl who is a new student at school, and she ends up being befriended by Harrison Feldman's character named Elliot, and it's just kind of a very interesting film which focuses on the idea of kind of leaving childhood behind and kind of accepting the newfound rise into adulthood. And it's kind of an interesting way that this director decides to do that. Now one thing which I instantly noticed in this film is that it focuses on kind of a visual aspect of storytelling. There are transitions which will happen which are just kind of used in the landscape. One film which I remember just off the top of my head which used this was Sing Street, which it used at the very beginning to show off the title of the film, but it was just like the name of a school. The film decides to use its environment to kind of tell its transitions, such as the name of the film and then like later that night, and it just uses different ways in its environment. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you watch the film you'll know exactly what I'm getting at. And it also kind of uses this idea of kind of fantastical world within the woods, because there are times throughout this film where Greta is just looking out into the woods which are in her backyard and kind of just imagining this whole other world which is beyond that. It's just kind of an interesting way they decide to use that in the movie. I will say this, Bethany Whitmore was fantastic in this movie. I really am curious to see what she does in the future. Apparently she's done a bunch of other things which I just haven't run across yet, and I'm really curious to see what she ends up doing later in her career, because I think she's a very talented actress. I really enjoyed her performance in this movie because you get to see a lot of emotions kind of come up for her, because there are times where she's very pissed off in the movie. There's times where she is proposed to be in a relationship by somebody else who she's somewhat interested in, and you just have these different aspects of adolescence which are confusing, and she shows those emotions off very, very well, and that's part of why I really enjoyed this movie. The music is something which I instantly noticed in this film as well, because the music really encapsulates the idea of the fantastical, which this director really tries to use, in my opinion, throughout the film. It just really does it really well, and the music just adds a bunch of layers to scenes which otherwise just would not be there if the music just wasn't what it was. Now a large amount of this plot deals with Greta turning 15 and the big birthday party which is kind of leading up to that, and then it kind of focuses on the idea of her being asleep, because that's the title of the film, is Girl Asleep. It could have been a metaphorical thing, but yeah, she does go to sleep at some point, and we have like this dream sequence which takes up the last third of the film. And with that there is a lot of foreshadowing which was earlier, which is included in this segment of the film, which I appreciated, but it was also kind of the stranger part of the film, because I couldn't really, by the end, understand the point of it being there. There's kind of an end result which makes sense, because it's like, oh hey, stand up for yourself and endorse who you are, that type of stuff. Don't give a shit what other people think about you. But the majority of it just didn't really seem all that necessary, and just seemed very out of place for what the film otherwise was being. It does capture the transition into adulthood, or at least into adolescence, very well, kind of going from being a child and recognized as a child to eventually being recognized as an adult, or at least as a young adult, or somebody who is not to be considered as a child anymore. And it's an interesting film that does that very, very well. It's a film which I was surprisingly very, very into. Guys, Girl Asleep, if you have the chance to see it, definitely check it out. I think it's well worth your time. It's a very interesting movie and very unique film. And it's one that I actually had a lot of fun watching by the end credits. I thought it was just a really fun film to watch, and I'd say definitely check it out if you have the opportunity. But guys, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.